You're this perp back with another video, and I just got out of watching I.S.S. and not to be confused with in-school suspension, where I found myself a lot during middle school and high school. The International Space Station. This movie, intrigued me by the trailer, but I definitely feel like it was one of those movie trailers that showed a bit too much, but doesn't take away from my enjoyment. So pretty much you have this space shuttle, this international space shuttle, and you have the Americans and Russians on this in space, pretty much. They're just having a jolly old time. They're all having a good time, just doing what they're doing. It's almost like they're a family at this point because they've been doing it for so long. So our main character is Kira in this. She's new to all of this being in space. You can kind of see it that she's trying to adjust, like sleeping right, like standing up, opposed to laying down. And you're in such a confined space, just you're all the way up in space, and at any time something could go wrong. So immediately my anxiety was with her. I'm kind of freaking out here. I would be freaking out because it's like, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm not a fan of heights, and you feel how claustrophobic everything is with these tight spaces, and their rooms pretty much being like padded rooms. It's almost like an insane asylum. But anyways, like I said, everything seems all good from the jump until there's some weird things going below them, where you saw in the trailer bombs start to go off, and it's just the earth looks like a part of the earth looks like it just was blown to hell. And obviously there's been some nuclear things that have been going on. So then they get messages from each one of their governments telling them to take over the I.S.S. And that's why I feel like they showed practically almost the whole movie. Not really, because I will say there are some surprises and some reveals, and there's a cliffhanger ending, which is pretty interesting, which is, I don't think they're going to make a sequel or anything. They just kind of leave it up to your imagination on what, transpires afterwards. But yeah, and it ends up becoming like, who can you trust? And people are panicking. Some people are trying not to panic by like kind of staying secretive and not saying what messages they got from each other's governments, or just kind of lying to one another. And that's interesting. That aspect is kind of interesting, but at the same time, I feel like they could have done a little bit more with that. Maybe they needed to throw a creature or something like that, to throw some things into the mix. I feel like there was just a bit missing there. I don't know what that is, but for it being only 90 minutes, I was entertained for what I've got, even though I kind of expected a bit more when it comes to the tension between everybody, and I kind of wish everybody was at each other's throats. It just, I don't know, I think they could have done a little bit better with that, or something more with it. Maybe they would need another like 10-15 minutes for that to kind of play out. But I think for the people that want to go check out like a new thriller for the year, I think you'll be pleased for what it is. It's not a terrible movie by any means, but it's one of the better movies to come out so far this year. As far as a thriller, if you're just looking for a decent thriller, it's gonna be a slow movie month, slow movie season until we get into March. So this is kind of your best bet as far as new movies go. If you do get around to checking it out, let me know your thoughts of it in the comments below. What would you change or done differently, or do you think this movie is complete trash? Let me know. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.